When you get hurt at work and report it to your employer is supposed to respond to that within 14 days. A lot of times they don't do it, though, within that time period. But supposedly, under the law, they're supposed to either admit or deny your claim in writing within 14 days of you reporting it. If that doesn't happen within 14 days, then it's time for you to take some action to move things along. I've had people ask me, what if my employer doesn't report the injury to their insurance company? Well, let me tell you, you're the injured worker, it's your claim, it's your job, it's your burden to report the injury to everybody that it needs to be reported to. It's not really your employer's obligation, where you're concerned, to report it to the insurance company. That's between them and the insurance company. As an injured employee, you report it yourself by filling out the Form 18 for the North Carolina Industrial Commission, sending it to the commission, sending a copy to the employer, and sending a copy to the insurance company. And there's a way to find the insurance company online. Call me and I'll tell you how to do it. And you send that Form 18 out, and then you don't have to worry about whether the employer has reported it or not, because it's just not their burden. It's your burden to pursue your claim yourself because you're the injured worker. I get a lot of calls from people who got hurt 2 or 3 or 4 weeks ago, or even a couple months ago, and they say, my employer has ignored my claim. I haven't heard from an insurance company. The employer just keeps blowing me off when I ask about it. It's pretty common for claims to get ignored. Well, I can help you if that's the case. What I do for those folks is I'll go ahead and file the Form 18 with the Industrial Commission, and sometimes I go ahead and request a hearing, and I put on the hearing request, claim has been ignored. And I'll tell you, nothing will get an insurance adjuster's attention faster than a known workers' comp lawyer filing a request for hearing that says claim has been ignored. And that's because these adjusters have to put that in their file, and at some point their supervisor is going to come in and look at it and say, why did you ignore this claim? Why aren't you doing your job? And they'll get chewed out. And that works pretty well to get them to start paying attention. I've been handling workers' compensation cases since 1991, and a certain percentage of them are always going to be cases where the employer is ignoring the claim. So since 1991, I've been dealing with this issue, and fortunately over the years, some of the procedures and some of the laws have changed to actually make it a little bit easier now to deal with it than it was 30 years ago. During your initial consultation with me for a workers' compensation claim, we're going to talk about how you got hurt. We want all the details, what kind of injuries you got, what kind of medical treatment you've had, what doctors you've seen, whether you've paid anything out of pocket, what kind of job you had before you got hurt, how exactly did you get hurt at that job, how much money you made at that job, and how long do you expect to be out of work, and whether you have a good relationship with your employer or not. These are all very important facts that we need to know at the beginning. And later on, we also need to know what's your educational level, what's your employment history, and what are your goals for the future, because that comes into play when we start thinking about how to resolve your case at settlement.